All right, guys, Coach Jim here, Coach the Core session, Tower 26. Thanks for joining in. We're moving into our sharpening phase of training. So we're going to do a lot of higher intensity, shorter efforts just to get some more power into that stroke, really focusing on that acceleration from front to back. So our efforts aren't going to be as long, but they're going to be really focused on accelerated front to back. Thinking about a rubber band or a band, pull it nice and taut and forces that acceleration and boom, snaps at the end. There's no tautness, let go, there's no acceleration, there's no boom, there's no finish. So it's much easier and makes it you're much more capable of finishing your stroke if you're focusing on accelerating, boom, front to back, you're getting faster. And that's gonna help you get all the way through the stroke and finish the stroke with that flat hand. If you're just kind of coming through with one speed, you're not doing anything with that water that you're grabbing along the way. So we want to focus on accelerating through the stroke, working that into our stroke as we move into this sharpening phase. So let's start with some of that mobility that Kathleen gave us last week on our 2 p.m. coaches call. So we're going to have our thumb up. We're going to put it at our side. And when using the scapula, we're going to slowly raise the thumb. We're going to, at the top, we're going to rotate our hand so our pinky turns back. And then we're going to come around down to your hip. And then you're going to just do the opposite motion back, rotating that thumb up position down to the start. So let's do that a couple times. Make sure you use the scapula to move the arm and really using that mobility of the upper back to move that arm as you rotate. This is what you want to feel as you recover in your stroke. You don't want to just use that shoulder to bring that arm in your recovery. You want to be able to open up with that scapula, use that upper back mobility to help you get that nice arc, get that elbow up in your recovery and help you get that downward angle with your fingertips as they enter the water. All right, switch arms, same thing. Thumb up to the top, rotate those pinky back as you come over the top. Use that upper back mobility to move that arm. See, too many of you guys just relying on those shoulders in the recovery, which doesn't give you enough clearance on the water. So you end up hitting that elbow first as you enter, and that's just like you're putting on the brakes every time you enter the water. Elbow first. We can open up that scapula, that upper back, help you recover using that upper back mobility. You're going to be able to enter more at a downward angle, fingertips first, not with that elbow first. All right, guys, let's grab your cords. So we're going to break down the stroke into 3 segments. We're going to go left arm, right arm. So we're going to start with our left arm. We're just going to do the setup for 20 seconds. Then we're going to do the accelerate through for 20 seconds. And then we're going to finish the stroke for 20 seconds. Right arm, same thing, set up, accelerate through, finish. And then we'll do both arms at the same time for 20 seconds to finish. Think about when you set up, externally rotate your elbow, open your armpit, and then you stop. There's no propulsion. You're just getting your hand into the right position. So left arm only. Let's just work the setup for 20 seconds. In 3, 2, 1. Left arm only. Just open your armpit, externally rotate your elbow. We're just warming up, getting the right movement patterns down. Right arm is straight out. Fingertips are slightly pointed down. Stop as soon as you get to that palm facing backward position. Now at that finish position, we're going to start the acceleration through the stroke for 20 seconds. Armpits open, elbows externally rotated. And we're just starting at this position to that flat hand finish. In the last 20, we're going to just finish at the hip and press back, focusing on finishing that stroke. You should feel that tricep burn every time it extends. Every single stroke in this session, I want you thinking about these 3 segments of the stroke. 3, 2, 1. Same thing with the right arm now. Just set up and you stop at that position. This is just getting your hand in the right position to put pressure on the water. Put pressure on the water in this position. It means you're going to press yourself up, which is not the direction we want to go. We always want to go front to back. Now let's accelerate through the stroke, front to back. Just in that second segment of your stroke. Nothing more is your focus except accelerating, keeping that elbow up as you do. 3, 2, 1. Now we finish your stroke. Press through that tricep. Hand stays flat, facing behind you. 3, 2, 1. Now all 3 quadrants together, all 3 segments together, both hands at the same time. Open up the armpit, press through, accelerate through the stroke, and finish with that flat hand. Looking straight down, good neutral spine. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Good. All right, everybody, you're back. All right, all we're going to do here is we're going to press up through our heels, bring our pelvis up, glute bridge, use your glutes. Turn your glutes on as you press up, weights on your heels, and back down. Keep those knees in alignment, curl those hips under you. You want to feel the stretch in your hip flexors. You want to feel our glutes turn on. We're going to do that for 45 seconds at your own pace. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Curl your hips under, press up through your heels. Like there's a string pulling your pelvis straight up. You hold it for a beat at top, come back down to the start, and you just repeat that for 45 seconds. If you want a little more of a challenge, you can bring your hands up and interlock them ahead of you or above you. If you're comfortable with your hands at your side, don't advance the movement too much before you're ready. But just keep those hips curled under, and your glutes are what's turning on. Your hip flexors are feeling that nice stretch at the top. Good. Let's keep going for 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Real quick while I got you here. Everybody down. Everybody put your hands up. We're going to do some supine internal external rotation, and you're just going to drop your hands to the floor, keep your elbow on the ground, bring them back up, and then drop your knuckles the other way. So it's just hands down, knuckles down. Keep the lower back on the ground, keep the upper back on the ground. You're trying to touch that entire forearm, palm, back of your forearm, knuckle to the floor, to get some internal, external rotation in those shoulders. Mobility is key in swimming in order to get the most out of your stroke. So we want to do mobility moves in addition to everything else we're doing to help you grab as much water as possible every single stroke. Let's do a couple more of these. Good. All right, everybody on your feet. Let's go back to our chords. Remember, in our setup here, we're not putting any pressure on the water. It's just the first third of the stroke. Just here to here, here to here. I see some of you guys coming here to here. That's too much. We're just getting our hands in the correct position. Then when we go to the second third of the stroke, we're in this position, accelerating through, open armpit, elbow up. And then the third is pressing back. So this position is just getting all of this set up to apply force to the water. So left arm only for 20 seconds. Set it up, left arm only. Fingertips are slightly pointed down. All right, Kuno, you know how to do this. Left arm only. 3, 2, 1. Set up, open the armpit. That's too far, Kuno. You're just coming to here. Set up, externally rotate your elbow, open your armpit, and stop. No force on the water. It's just the front third. Wrist is firm. Good, Aronson. 2, 1. Now from the end of that position, accelerate through the stroke. Armpits open, elbows up. Finish the stroke with the flat hand. And that's that much easier as you accelerate through to finish the stroke. Notice that. 3, 2, 1. Now last third, just press back with the flat hand. You feel that tricep burn. Five seconds. 3, 2, 1. Now right arm only. Open up the armpit, externally rotate, just setting it up for that correct position. Fingertips are pointed at a downward angle. Good, there you go. It's a very small movement, guys. You're not doing much here. Now, from that position, accelerate through the stroke. Finish the stroke with the flat hand. All the way through, that elbow stays up. Because that armpit's open and the elbow's up, you're engaging your lat. 2, 1. Now finish your stroke. Flat hand, press through the tricep. The more you do this, the more you adapt to it, the more it will become second nature in the water. But you have to go through the growing pains of feeling the stress on that muscle. 2, 1. Now put it all together. All 3 segments. Set up, accelerate through, finish. It's only a 60% effort, nothing too tough. But you dialed in how you're moving every single stroke. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. All right, on your back. Let's do that glute bridge again. Remember, if you want more of a challenge, you can interlock your hands above you. But let's not advance it too quick. If you keep your hands at your side, you need a little more help. All right, at your own pace, press through those heels. Curl your hips under. 2, 1. Let's go. 45 seconds. Make sure those glutes stay engaged. Don't let your knees knock in as you press up. As you hold it at the top, keep your glutes turned on. You feel the lower back kicking in at all. You need to press a little more into your heels. Make sure those hips are curled under you. Your hips are probably starting to tilt a little bit if that lower back starts to turn on. 2, 1. All right, stay right here. Do our internal, external rotation. Just feel those shoulders. Rotate. Get that mobility in there. Keep your lower back, your upper back in contact with the ground. Try and get those knuckles and the palms to the ground. But don't go outside your mobility range. If you can't get there, you can't get there. Do what you can do. I've been doing these every night, watching TV. As I'm settling down, I do a few sets of these just to combat all that time in the position, that hunched over position, looking at the computer, doing work. Helps get some mobility in those shoulders. All right, good. On your feet, let's do one more round before we get into the meat of the workout. Especially as we increase intensity here in this sharpening phase, you guys really have to dial in how you're moving every single stroke. Can't get sloppy just because you want to go harder. That means you have to dial in even more so to get the most out of your stroke, out of your performance. All right, left arm, 20 seconds, set it up in 3, 2, 1. Not too much of a movement, just a little bit. This first third and the last third, very small movements. Five seconds. 3, 2, 1. Accelerate through. It's like you're pressing a stability ball against your chest as you come through. That's going to help you visualize what you need to do to keep that armpit open. Keep the elbow up as you press through. 3, 2, 1. Now we finish our stroke. 20 seconds. Flat hand. Feel that flexed wrist. Allow for that flat hand. 3, 2, 1. Right arm, set it up. Feel that lat start to turn on as you get to the end range of this movement. Getting ready to fire that lat. 3, 2, 1. Now you feel that lat fire as you follow through. Accelerate through to the end of the stroke. Three, 2, 1. Finish your stroke. Burn that tricep out. Come on. Ten seconds. Eyes are pointed straight down. 3, 2, 1. Put it together. 20 seconds. All 3 segments. Accelerate through the stroke, guys. Come on, focus on that acceleration. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Good. All right, back. One more glute bridge. 45 seconds. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Curl those hips under. Lower back is on the ground. Stays in that position as you press all the way up. Feel that stretch at the top. Don't let the stress move into the hamstrings or the lower back. Three, 2, 1. Internal, external rotation. Curl your hips under you, lower back on the ground. Palms to the floor, knuckles to the floor. Let's do a few reps of this. Two, 1. All right, get a drink, guys. All right, we're gonna do some one arm pulls here. Left arm for 45 seconds, right arm for 45 seconds, focusing on that acceleration through the stroke. Effort 70, 75%. So it's nothing too crazy. But what we're focusing on, moving faster from front to back, allowing us to finish the stroke with greater ease because of that acceleration. So grab your cords. We go left arms only for 45 seconds. Our right arm, fingertips are at a downward angle. Wrist is firm, and we're only going to be we're coming back to the start position every time with the left. Same position the right's in. And we're focusing on set up, accelerate through, finish. 45 seconds, left arm only. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. So you don't have to be a superhero with intensity, but you do have to focus on moving faster front to back, which is helping you finish that stroke. And if the armpit's open, elbows up, the lat is going to be engaged as your prime mover. It's going to allow you to get a ton of force as you accelerate through. Good. Good. Some good snap in that stroke, guys. It's like a good Chicago hot dog when you bite into it. Snaps. Yeah, come on. Eyes are pointed straight down, neutral spine. 3, 2, 1. Right arm only. Same thing. Accelerate through. By the end of the 45 seconds, you should feel that lat really telling you it's doing the work. And notice how the more you focus on the acceleration, the more that helps you finish the stroke. It's like that rubber band I used at the beginning. Greater acceleration, the more snap at the end. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Good. 2 sessions ago, we did slow mountain climbers. We're going to do those again. So you'll be in your push-up position. Bring your foot up. Hold it 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Back to the start. Left foot, same thing. Hold it for 3 seconds. Back to the start. All right, keep those hips curled under once again. Good strong heel on that foot that's not being lifted. We'll go 45 seconds here. 2, 1, let's go, guys. Hold it for 3 seconds on your own count. And then back to the start. Opposite leg, same thing. Keep those hips down. Don't let those hips protrude up. Good strong heel on that back leg. Reach that heel away from you. And control it. Three, 2, 1. All right, sit on your heels, go into child's pose. And I want you to reach your fingers away from you. Drop your head to the floor. And you should feel that upper back. Other mobility moves you can do throughout the day to help get some stretching and mobility in that upper back. Drop your forearms to the floor. Reach your fingertips away. All right, good. Feel it. Those lats stretch. Let's go back to our one arm. Left arm only. Let's up our intensity a little stronger here. 80%, our mid aerobic range. Let's start moving faster through these transition, guys. So come on, grab your cords and let's get moving one to the other. Left arm only. Here we go. 45 seconds, 80%. 2, 1. Come on, 80%. A little more acceleration in that stroke. But no matter how hard we're going, you never short the stroke. Always finish it. Make sure that right arm is not moving. It's in that half of a Y position. Every single stroke, setting it up, accelerating through, and finishing. Ten seconds. 3, 2, 1. Right arm only. Same thing. Left arm doesn't move. 80%. Come on, finish your stroke. Focus on that acceleration, guys. Come on. The sharpening phase, that's our focus for this phase of training. You got to accelerate. It's one of the hardest things to learn for us adult onset swimmers. So much comes into alignment when we get that acceleration to our stroke. 3, 2, 1. Good. Start using your hips. You finish your stroke. Your body gets nice and taut. You get a reach at the front of your stroke. And this all happens as you accelerate through the stroke. So we're going to focus on it more and more. All right, slow mountain climbers. Let's do it again. 3 seconds at the top of each. 3, 2, 1. Do it on your own count. Nice and strong through those shoulders. Keep the hips down. As you come up, that foot goes into the right, stays in a right angle. You press that heel away from you. The opposite heel. Five seconds. 2, 1. Go back in your child's pose. Go back on your heels. Reach those fingertips away from you. Drop your head and your forearms to the floor. Walk your right hand to your left hand. Bring your right hand back. Walk your left hand to your right hand. Good, stretching the left lat. Bring that left hand back. Good. Let's grab our cords. All right, left hand only, left arm only. Last time through, let's up the effort again, 85, 90%. Now you really feel that explosiveness in the stroke as we up the effort again. It's not how fast you can move your arms, it's how much water you're pulling per stroke. 45 seconds, left arm only, upper aerobic range. 2, 1, let's go, guys. Big power as that hand and arm accelerate through. Come on. Good, very good, guys. Come on. Don't get sloppy as you fatigue. Keep everything perfect. Set up, power through, finish. Focusing on that acceleration. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Right arm, 45 seconds. Come on. Accelerate through. Finish the stroke. Set up, power through, finish. Eyes are looking straight down, no tilting, tucking, or lifting your head. Set up, accelerate through, finish. Accelerate, guys. Come on. Move faster, front to back. 2, 1. Good. All right, slow mountain climber. Last time through. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. 45 seconds. Keep those hips down. Hold it for 3 at the top. Engage those lower abs, obliques, upper abs, suck your belly button, your spine. Keep that back foot, that back leg nice and firm, locked out. Five seconds. 3, 2, 1. All right, child's pose. Butt to your heels. Reach those fingertips away. Drop your head, drop the forearms. Stretch those lats, stretch that upper back. All right, good. Get a drink. Good job, guys. All right, go 3 by 1 minute with our catch-up stroke. So we're gonna focus on that lead hand, staying in that lead position until our opposite hand gets back to the start. Remember, we don't want to swim like helicopters in the water. We want to swim like airplanes that are cruising. Boom, 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 boom. We don't want to be. This is the way I see a lot of you guys. You're not swimming the way you're running. Swim using the force of that full stroke. We swim like helicopters, we don't get that force. So we're just going to alternate left, right for 1 minute. And we're going to be at that upper aerobic range, which means we really got to focus on acceleration. 85 to 90% for a minute. Here we go. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Accelerate through, guys. Accelerate. Boom. Boom. Say it to yourself. Boom. Get those hips involved if you want to help you accelerate through the stroke. Cool. That's what you're going to be doing. Getting those hips involved. Good. 30 seconds. Stay on it. Keep that effort up. Keep that acceleration strong. Think about the 3 segments of the stroke. Every single pull through. 20 seconds. 10. 3, 2, 1. Good. Back. Do some basic bicycle crunches. Elbow to opposite knee. Make sure that straight leg is locked out and toes pointed. Lower back's on the ground, nice and slow. Control. 45-second bicycle crunches in 2, 1. Think about rotating chest and belly button as you move that elbow to the opposite knee. Just as you do when you're in the pool.
Rotate side to side, never swimming flat, especially to that non-breathing side. So think about which way you like to breathe. I like to breathe to the right. So I'm thinking about my rotation to the left and what that feels like here. Three, two, one. Stay on the ground. You're gonna put your forearms and your knuckles on the ground. Lower back's on the ground. Knees are bent. You're just gonna raise your arms so you feel the stretch in the upper back and come down to the start position. You're just gonna repeat that movement, keeping your lower back, upper back on the ground, knuckles, elbows, forearms. And you're just gonna come up till you feel the stretch. Come back down to that 90-degree angle with your elbows. So this is the wall angel on the ground, and it's forcing you to keep the back pressed into the ground. Gravity is forcing those knuckles, forearms, elbows into the ground. So feel that scapula move as you come up and down. Two more. Good. All right, on your feet. Go back to our 1 minute upper aerobic catch-up style stroke. We don't want to necessarily swim catch-up style, but we definitely want to think about getting that front quadrant of the stroke. If I'm pulling and I'm coming back and starting to pull here, I'm really not getting any leverage on the water until this hand gets back and I can really torque on that. So if we wait a little longer and we wait to pull till that hand gets to closer to the front quadrant in our recovery, we're gonna get all this torque in our stroke. So that's what we're focusing on here, just delaying that pull to the other hand gets into the front quadrant. So here we go, 1 minute, 2, 1, alternating, set up, accelerate through, finish, 85, 90%. Armpit stays open, elbow stays up all the way through till you hit that hip when you finish the stroke with that flat hand. Good guys, 30 seconds. Visualize yourself in the water. How much more you get per stroke by waiting a little bit, letting that recovery arm get to the front quadrant. 5 seconds. 2, 1. Good. Bicycle crunch. Here we go. 45 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Focus on that non-breathing side and what that rotation feels like. By focusing on that rotation, it's going to help you get that recovery arm out of the water, allowing for that downward angle with the fingertips as that hand enters the water. You're not getting enough rotation, you're not getting enough clearance on that recovery arm, which means you're just going to flop that elbow first and put on the brakes. 5 seconds. 2, 1. All right. Stay here, curl your hips under. Keeping your elbows, forearms, knuckles on the ground as you reach up. Just to where you feel the stretch. Don't need to go any further. Feel that scapula, your shoulder blades move. This might only be a couple inches that you're able to move. That's fine. Don't force it. It's better the more we do it. Let's do a couple more. All right, on your feet. One more round of these. One more round. Good job, guys. All right, here we go. Catch-up style stroke, 85–90% for 1 minute. 3, 2, 1. Let's go, guys. Set up, accelerate through, finish with that flat hand. Accelerate, guys. Come on. Accelerate through the stroke. That's our focus in the sharpening phase. Use that hip as your hand comes through to help you finish the end of that acceleration. Feel the timing. Eyes are pointed straight down. Coming back to that extended position before you pull that opposite hand. 10 seconds. Three, 2, 1. Good. Bicycle crunch. 45 seconds. 3, 2, 1. You're not yanking on your ears. Just a light touch on the side of your head, allowing your core to rotate you. Point that opposite toe away from you as that leg extends. 3, 2, 1. Good. Curl your hips under. Let's get those arms up. Feel that movement in the scapula. Eyes are pointed straight up. Good neutral spine. Lower back is in contact with the ground. Do a couple more. All right, good. Get a drink with one more set. All right, just go 2 by 30 seconds. Big power, guys. Like we're sprinting in the pool. Really, boom, accelerating, boom, boom, big acceleration, both hands at the same time. Set up, accelerate through, finish. 30 seconds, big power, big power. Focusing on that acceleration. All it is 30 seconds. Make sure you finish every stroke. The more acceleration you have, the more easy it is to snap it at the end with that big finish. Here we go, 30 seconds. 2, 1, let's go. Accelerate, guys, come on, big acceleration. Flat hand finish at the end of every stroke. 15 seconds. You're starting in that Y position. Set up, accelerate through, flat hand finish. 3, 2, 1. Good. We're going to force ourselves out of our comfort zone in this sharpening phase of training. So when we get into our race preparation, our race ready phase, it's just second nature accelerating through that stroke. All right, we're going to go into our plank position, push-up plank position. And all we're going to do is tap our hips, keeping the core And the hips nice and stable, no rocking side to side. You're gonna slowly tap your hips, keeping those legs extended, good strong heels. Let's go for 30 seconds in 2, 1. Eyes are pointed straight down. Hips are curled under you. Don't let that butt poke up. Just like in the pool, if that butt pokes up, you're gonna get out of the pool, you're gonna feel that lower back being extremely tight. Curl your hips under, keep the glutes slightly engaged. Stabilize that core by sucking your belly button to the spine. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. All right, stay in this position, go into your downward dog. Drop your heels to the ground, excuse me. Reach your tailbone away from you. Drop your head. Feel that upper back stretch. Spread your fingers apart. Press through those hands. Reach that tailbone way up. Drop your head, allowing for that upper back to stretch. All right, good. Grab our cords, one more set of 30-second big power. All right, guys, here we go. Big acceleration, big power, 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Get out of your comfort zone. You got to say boom to yourself every single stroke now. And then when you go to the pool, same thing. Boom, 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 boom. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Good. All right, go back to your hip taps. 30 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Keep those hips pressed down. Don't let your butt protrude up. Suck your belly button in. Hips stay square to the ground. Feel those obliques turn on to help you stabilize. Ten seconds. 3, 2, 1. Into your downward dog position. Reach that tailbone away from you. Press through those hands, nice spread fingers. Drop your head. Drop your chest, feel that upper back. Reach your tailbone up. Feel the hamstrings, calves as you drop your heels. All right, good. On your feet. All right, guys, so we did a lot of good core session. We did a lot of good core. We're working the mobility in every single round as well. So we're going to keep those 3 focus points throughout these core and mobility sessions. So we're going to add that into the title because it's too vital and we don't want to miss out on that. So great work, guys. Let's do a few standing cat cows just to get some movement in that upper back as we stand. But throughout the day, any of those mobility moves that we've done, you can work into your day as you're standing, waiting for the elevator. You might look like not the most sane person, but you can do some standing cat cows, open that chest.
as you squeeze the scapula together. Collapse the chest as you round out the upper back. Check it out, and we'll finish the way we started. Thumb up, come up. Use the scapula, then you rotate your pinky back, come around to your hip. In that position, come just the way you started. Try and keep your chest square to the front as you move. Opposite arm, opposite hand, same thing. Keep that chest square to the front. So the only thing moving that arm is the scapula. This is a great one to do before you swim. Help you focus on what you need to be moving from as you move that arm through the water and through that recovery phase of your stroke. Help you get that clearance on the water so you can get into that downward angle as that hand enters the water. All right, guys, great work. We'll see you guys next week. Have an awesome week. See you soon. Coach Jim out.